Hi, I'm Mrs. Sprague coming to you live from Meridian Junior High in the Room 72 Plant Cell Factory Tour. I'm super excited to take you on this tour today. Let's go for our first tour stop.
Hi, this is Gabby and this is Asa and this is the cell factory tour. But this stop right here is the cell membrane, and there's a cell membrane in all three of the different types of cells, which is a plant cell, bacteria cell, and an animal cell. And we'll be telling you about the plant cell. This is what the cell membrane looks like. This is what the plant cell looks like. And if the cell membrane had a job in a factory, it would be like a security guard because it controls what goes in and out.
Yep. And the cell membrane is made up of many phospholipids and proteins. The phospholipids have a hydrophobic and a hydrophobic, can't really say it. The hydrophobic, it attracts the water, and the hydrophobic repels the water. This causes the floating spheres in the membrane. And in the membrane there's the proteins, but there's one specific type of protein I want to focus on. There's the integral protein. This has a marker protein, a receiving protein, and a transportation protein. Marker protein identifies things in the cell. The receiving protein, it receives messages from the cell, and the transport protein, it kind of sends messages to the cell. In the cell membrane, it has little pores what catches molecules, it catches the molecules it needs, and that's basically how the cell membrane works. Let's go on to the nucleus.
Oh, I'm so excited. All right. Hey, is this the nucleus?
Yes, welcome to the nucleus.
So excited to be here.
This is Xander Dudley, and this is myself, Matthew. And it's located in the black part of the cell. It's located in the black part of the cell with the red circle around it and the red arrow pointing to it. The job that it has in the cell is the boss or CEO, and it controls everything in the cell and holds all the DNA to make more of it. If the cell splits, then it would need to duplicate everything in the cell. It is like if you move a house, but you get new of everything in your new house.
Job as a worker. If it is a worker in a factory, it would be the boss or CEO and would be in charge of all the organelles in the cell and holds the blueprints for it and job allocations for the workers if it needs to get new or more workers. Fun facts and parts of the nucleus. It was the first cell organelle found in 1655 by Robert Hooke. Second, it takes up 10% of the cell's mass. The main category of the cell types that does not have a cell is a bacterial cell. What you have learned about the nucleus. You have learned that it is a key part in a cell, and it holds DNA inside of it. Also, that if you look inside of the microscope, it will be the easiest thing to see in the cell because of its size and color. Another thing you have learned is that it would be the boss or CEO in the company of it if it had a job there.
Wow, so there's a nucleus right here under this microscope?
Yes.
Cool, I totally see it.
Now we'll go to the chloroplast.
All right, thank you.
Welcome to the chloroplast. My name is Blake Houston. my friend here is Marley Turner, and
We can never seem to forget about the chloroplasts, as they look like small green blobs that prefer to show off their job, but they earned it. Specifically having one of the most important jobs in the entire cell. They like to do something called helping with photosynthesis. Their job takes energy from the sun as well as uses other gases to make the proteins in sunlight more for the plant to live. The chloroplast has many functions, such as producing food. The chloroplast absorbs sunlight and uses water and carbon dioxide gases to make the food for the plant.
chloroplasts capture light energy from the plant, or from the sun, which produces the energy stored through a process called photosynthesis. So if you don't think chloroplasts are important, have fun starving to death. Now you may have many questions, but for now we want to focus on the location inside the plant cell for the chloroplast. It seems to me that it's located in the deep inside of the leaf barrier wall, extremely close to the cell walls, and which it helps reconstruct the shape of the entire wall's structure.
Now off to the lysosomes.
Oh, I need to look at this chloroplast up close. Is this what they look like in real life?
Yep,
yeah,
but really
when-
tiny.
Really tiny. Okay, who
Like
am I
through
going off to?
The lysosomes.
The lysosomes. All right. I think I see my next stop.
Welcome to the lysosomes. Lysosomes are equivalent to the janitorial staff of a factory. Janitorial staff will clean up and dispose of any messes inside the factory so that the factory maintains sanitary standards and maintains its sense of cleanliness. The lysosomes perform the same job so the cell doesn't overflow with waste.
Lysosomes are lysosomes are membrane-bound organelles that have hydrolytic enzymes that help break down the waste in a cell.
Lysosomes are membrane-bound, which means that they are found inside the cytoplasm of the cell. They're generally small, they're only 0.12 micrometers wide. They use specialized enzymes to break down materials, as seen in this. They are using enzymes to break down a piece of waste.
Their location in the plant cell and animal cell is right here, and they're just like going around the cell to break down all the waste that's inside of it. Now off to the mitochondria.
All right, thank you.
Hi, welcome to the mitochondria with Ireland Diamond and Lexi McWhorter. As we take a look at the mitochondria, we can see that we are in a plant cell. You might see other things in the plant cell, but the mitochondria look kind of like little noodles. They're located right here. As you can see, that is a plant cell. Fun facts, this mitochondria does the acid cycle. It also can change any type of shape like a balloon. As we can see, if this was a mitochondria, for example, and it needed to fit somewhere, it could just stretch and change shape. This mitochondria also provides heat for the plant cell organelle. It also creates ATP. It's stored in the form of chemical bonds. Net charge is -3. Right there, it's a little ATP. So you might be wondering, why do they need ATPs? Well, the mitochondria's cell job is like a power plant. It provides energy to every single different organelle you might see in this plant cell.
Quote, "You are not powerless unless the mitochondria that pumps up energy in billions of cells living along with you decides to stop working for a while. Don't give up on yourself before that happens." What the job is like. Mitochondria is just like the powerhouse of cells. The mitochondria function as batteries that produce more than 90% of the energy in your body's cells.
Mitochondria are really important and high energy demanding organs such as your heart, liver, muscles, and brain. 40% of each heart muscle cell and 25% of each liver cell are made up of mitochondria.
Okay, now let's send you off to the endoplasm rectum and the ribosomes.
All right, thank you.
Oh, you're here for the tour. Great. Well, we were hard at work here. Us ribosomes have to produce all of the proteins for the cell. That's pretty much what we are. That's what we would be in a factory. The ribosomes are the factory workers, while the endoplasmic reticulum would be the assembling line that they work on.
The job that the endonucleatic reticulum and the ribosomes have, ribosomes produce the proteins that the cell needs to survive. Without them, it wouldn't work. The ER synthesizes and helps transport the proteins.
The endoplasmic reticulum is an organelle that synthesizes proteins and has them transported to their final destination.
The endoplasmic reticulum is located just outside of the nucleus, as you could see on our little map. And fun fact, there are two different kinds of endoplasmic reticulum, rough and smooth. Smooth is all circular and there's a bunch of small ones of it, but the rough ones is where all of the ribosomes are. Now, we need to be getting back to work, so we'll send you over to the Golgi apparatus.
All right, thanks. I don't want to keep you from your work.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the Golgi body, otherwise known as the Golgi apparatus. These are my two co-associates, Aiden Moeller and James Schroeder, and I'm Robbie. So right below the title, you can see that we have a small picture of the Golgi body.
So the Golgi body was discovered in 1898 by a person called Camillo Golgi. It's a series of stacked plasmologies called cisternae.
Now on to what it does inside the cell.
The Golgi apparatus receives proteins and proteins and lipids, fats, from the rough endoplasmic reticulum. It modifies some of them and sorts concentrates and packs them into sealed droplets called vesicles.
Now right below you can see that we have a small little picture of a plant cell, and this circled little area is known as the Golgi apparatus. Now on to what it would do if it was part of a factory. As you can see, this is a labeled diagram of the Golgi apparatus.
So the Golgi apparatus is like the shipping or the packaging and finishing department in a factory. So it modifies any of the proteins that we receive from the endoplasmic reticulum, and then it packs them into things called little droplets called vesicles.
And right above that paragraph, you can see our small conveyor belt as what the Golgi body would be if it were part of a factory. Now on to the vacuole.
All right. Are you the vacuole?
No.
Keep going. Oh, this appears to be the vacuole, but nobody's here. They must be on their lunch break. Let's take a look. It says the vacuole is like the storage facility and stores water. Oh, yep, I can see a vacuole right here in the plant cell. Well, hopefully we can catch them on the next tour. It appears that there's another tour stop. Hello, are you the next tour stop?
Yeah.
Oh, should I come your way?
Yeah.
Perfect. I was stopped at the vacuole. Nobody was there.
Welcome to the cytoplasm.
The cell job. Fun fact, the cytoplasm is a clear substance that's gel-like that is in the membrane, and it's outside of the nucleus. It contains mostly water, and when stirred or agitated, it turns into a liquid.
Well, so the factory job for the cytoplasm
It controls like the proteins and etc. It also it also helps with like the activity that goes around in the cells or around the cell. And also the cell is filled with vesicles. Another diagram. So this is cytoplasm, like little purple things on there. And there's like an example as working for the factory. So now onto the cell wall.
Where's that?
Over there.
Oh. Hi, are you the cell wall?
Yes, we are.
Is the tour over?
No, it's right out here.
Oh.
We're at the end of it. So, we are the cell wall. Today we're going to be learning about the process in a cell and or how they process like a job in a factory. Right now we're outside of the cell waiting for the flow of the molecules to settle down, so the cell wall will let us enter. The cell wall protects the cell and decides what goes in and what comes out. And this is an inside of a cell. This is a diagram of the cell. And then down here is the cell wall. And then another diagram of the cell. Okay, so that brings us to the factory job, which is here. So, if the two plant cells walls was in a factory, it would be the ceiling, floor, and the walls. Because it will be able to choose what can stay out and what will be able to go in. Let's send it off to some fun facts. Did you know in 1665, someone named Robert Hooke discovered the cell wall when he was using his microscope, which was two lenses. When he was looking through, he noticed cell-shaped structures, as you will see up here, and he decided to call them the cell wall. And also, plant cells are the only producers of food on their own on the planet, and the cell wall and the cell membrane give the cell its rigid cell-like structure. Tour's done.
It is. I had so much fun. Thank you so much. I can't wait to tell all my friends to come on the cell tour.